Picture this. You're one of the most successful F1 drivers of all time. You've won 7 world championships, tied for the most in history. You're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. You own multiple properties around the world, from Monaco to Colorado. Your garage looks like a supercar showroom. You're on first-name terms with celebrities, politicians, and fashion icons. And yet, at 40 years old, you're still single. Strange? Maybe not if your name is Lewis Hamilton.
Hamilton! 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 Lewis Hamilton!
Today, we're going to be diving into why one of the most famous athletes on the planet, a man with fame, fortune, and global recognition, hasn't settled down yet. Is it by choice? Is it by circumstance? Or is it there something about the F1 lifestyle that just doesn't work with long-term relationships? Stick around, because the truth about Hamilton's love life is layered, complicated, and sometimes even a little surprising. Life in the fast lane, the F1 schedule. To understand Hamilton's single status, you need to understand the job. Being an F1 driver isn't just showing up 23 weekends a year to race, it's an all-consuming lifestyle. Drivers spend around 250 days on the road, flying across continents for races, simulator works, private testing, fitness training, team commitments, media appearances, and sponsor events. Imagine that rhythm. 1 week in Australia, the next you're in Saudi Arabia, 2 weeks later you're in Miami, and then you're off to Barcelona, then Montreal, then Silverstone, then Singapore, then Vegas. Time zones constantly shifting, and hotel rooms start becoming your home. You rarely stay in one city for more than a few days. Now add in the physical and mental pressure. You're preparing for races that demand split-second precision. You're handling enormous stress from fans, sponsors, and a team of 1,000 people depending on you. That lifestyle, well, it leaves very little space for a normal relationship. And Lewis Hamilton, he's not a half-committed guy. He's notorious for his intensity and obsession with racing. Which brings us on to the Nicole Scherzinger years. Hamilton's most high-profile romance was with Nicole Scherzinger, the lead singer of the Pussycat Dolls. They dated on and off between 2007 and 2015. On paper, they were a power couple. He was the rising F1 superstar. She was an international pop sensation. Red carpets, paparazzi, glamorous events, they looked unstoppable. But the reality was that it was not so smooth. Nicole's career had her touring constantly. She was recording, she was doing TV shows. And then Lewis's career had him constantly flying to races. Their schedules rarely lined up. So Hamilton himself admitted that racing often came first.
I want someone who loves racing as much as I do.
Nicole, on the other hand, hinted that it was painful not being the top priority in his life. And she wasn't the only one who felt that way. More than one woman linked to Hamilton has admitted that they feel like they were competing with his car for attention. That relationship ended for good in 2015, and since then, Hamilton has stayed single, at least officially. His criteria for a girlfriend. If you think Lewis Hamilton is just casually waiting for love to happen, then think again. He's been open about the fact that he has specific criteria for any potential partner. Things such as she should be there for him at every single race, not just some, but all of them. He wants total support at every single race. Then she should be completely discreet, never leaking details about his private lifestyle or his racing schedules. And she needs to be able to handle the fame, the scrutiny, and the constant travel that comes with dating one of the most famous athletes alive. Now that is a pretty tall order. For many, it's simply too much to ask. But for Hamilton, it's a non-negotiable when it comes to someone who could potentially spend the rest of their lives with this superstar. Rumors and the Ray connection. Since Nicole, Hamilton has been linked to plenty of names. Rihanna, Rita Ora, Kendall Jenner, Barbara Palvin, all casual, but never quite official. But recently, Ray, the British singer-songwriter, singer-songwriter whose career exploded over the past couple of years, has been at the center of rumors. She was spotted at the British Grand Prix in Silverstone, not just as a performer, but also in Hamilton's Ferrari garage. She's even contributed music to his F1 movie project, fueling speculation that their connection is more than professional. Neither Hamilton nor Ray has confirmed anything, but her presence fits the pattern. Someone successful in her own right, but also someone who potentially could meet Hamilton's demanding relationship rules. Still, until Hamilton says otherwise, it remains speculation. The Bachelor lifestyle and some quirks. Hamilton doesn't need a relationship to enjoy life. His single years have been anything but boring. He travels the world. He's dabbled in music production, walked the runway at fashion shows, launched sustainability projects, and rubbed shoulders with stars across the industry. From the outside, it looks like he's embraced the freedom that comes with bachelorhood. But then there are also the quirks. One funny rumor that's been floating around is that Hamilton has a no-shower rule, something that, true or not, adds to the intrigue of his unconventional lifestyle. It's the kind of eccentric detail that makes you wonder how much of his personal world anyone really gets to see. The bigger picture, why he's still single. So why is Lewis Hamilton still single at 40 years old? So let's put the pieces together. His career has always come first. Racing has been his life's mission. And even now, after the move to Ferrari, he's laser focused on staying competitive. His criteria for a partner is also pretty demanding. He demands total commitment, total discretion, and constant travel. His past, this shows that relationships often fall apart because of distance and racing taking priority. His fame makes trust pretty hard and privacy even harder. And his personality is independent, and he might simply just enjoy living life on his own terms, making it pretty difficult for any woman stepping into his life. When you stack all of that together, it's less of a mystery and more of an inevitable outcome. What Hamilton says himself. Hamilton has given us glimpses of his thinking. He once admitted that racing is basically his wife. He's acknowledged the struggle of balancing relationships with F1, and he said he's not opposed to family life, but only when the timing is right. So maybe when he eventually retires, we'll see a different Hamilton. Until then, don't expect him to suddenly show up married with kids. Right now, his eyes are still firmly on the track. And at the end of the day, Lewis Hamilton's single status isn't just gossip, it's the product of a grueling schedule, sky-high expectations, the challenges of fame, and perhaps his own deliberate choice to stay free and independent. And being single doesn't mean being unfulfilled. For someone like Hamilton, it might be the best way to keep living life on his own terms. So what do you think? Is Hamilton single because he hasn't met the right person yet, or because his standards and his lifestyle makes it nearly impossible? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow F1 fans. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.